No, I saw you tell us. Leanne Reagan, listen, we're so honoured, and I mean this because I've just snatched you.
Yeah.
Okay, I said you have to come.
Me.
You have to come and sit here and talk to me in the live lounge. Now, we go way back, but I want you to tell us about your experiences. Leanne, honestly, is one of the hottest names I think at the moment. She was one of the coolest Fame team.
They won't like that, the rest of the team. I was the coolest.
Stop it.
No, I was definitely the coolest member of that team.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about your career.
Experience. Well, obviously, I've got a lot to owe to sort of the fellowship and the Fame team, really. I would say my sort of thought process during the year that I was in Fame team changed quite a lot. Prior to that, my experience in the industry was always different in the fact that when I was sort of training or when I came into the industry, it was absolutely accidental. I really enjoyed school. I was really clever at school. I loved it. I thought I was going to be a writer. I got into hair because I was interested in people, but then what happened during the sort of like the education process is that I never felt like I kind of gained enough information or experience, so I was naturally sort of curious about the industry. Going sort of like through and meeting people, I learned about the fellowship, and the Fame team was something that I aspired to do. So in the process up to that, obviously I was educating myself as much as possible, and then finally auditioned, and on the second year of auditioning I got through.
Can I stop you for 1 second? And I will love the flow because you're just a very passionate person.
Yeah.
What I know you for as being a mentor and being there at that time, you're very intricate. You love something where people go, oh my God, how did she do that?
Yeah.
Because I remember that little ponytail.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're an engineer, so talk a little bit about that because I know you like intricate things.
Yeah, I think I was speaking about this yesterday actually. I think the thing that gets me going, or the thing that sort of like inspires me, is the design process and the creating something new. And it actually doesn't have to be in the fabric of hair. It can be anything. Like I just like to try and develop a new idea. And even the frustration part of it. So I think that's why I always can maybe come up with something a little bit more like manufactured, or like you say, from an engineer. My dad's actually an engineer, so it's funny that you said that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe it's like his
influence. That's the first time you've said that.
Yeah, so maybe it was his influence. Maybe his like thought process has influenced the way I think about things, and then obviously my interest in fashion and detail. I think it's the sort of like working with naturally what inspires you, and actually that's what Fame team taught me, was to actually hone in on your skills and what you like to do, and discover, you know, basically what gets you going and how to identify that and how to elevate that. And throughout that year we were in different experiences. Obviously we went to Australia, we did the show. We were challenged massively. I was so outside of my comfort zone. But I honestly said, and I actually said it to somebody the other day, that year made me fearless. I felt like I felt after that year I could genuinely take on anything and just give it a shot.
Well, again, and I have to be careful because I was involved in it. But you know, you guys were beyond fearless. You've just gelled together. When your shows, when you went on, there was an impact. And what I loved, we laughed and laughed and laughed.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was really,
and
we
were laughing with tension because, you know, very early morning starts. But one thing, and I know, and I see this in you, because you have evolved from being in the Fame team. Now you're a project leader. Tell us about that.
Again, I think that's just sort of like a natural process. Obviously, I am very passionate about the industry, and I've seen what a positive impact you know, the fellowship can have, like this kind of thing, the way that it's made me feel, the way that it's made me stronger. So I now obviously I still want to grow myself, but I definitely want to help encourage people as much as possible. So when I was asked to be a project leader, I was really excited about it. It just to be able to showcase opportunity to people, help people out as much as possible. And it's still something that I'm really passionate about now. And I think like the more we sort of like make people aware of their opportunities, and it actually, do you know, even this kind of platform I think is fantastic. It's so different because sometimes stage is great because it's inspiring, but what people really want to know now is like on a deeper level, like a much more like intimate connection. And I love this setting for that because I think it feels really real. It's direct to sort of like the people who want that information. So I'm kind of liking the way it's changing.
Again, don't be humble. People are interested in you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not going to use the word, but it's going to come out millennials. But at the same time,
Millennials, yeah.
But I think you're one of the forgers. You forged that. But at the end of the day, I know you for your skill, your expertise, your love of hair.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. You do hair with ease.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting when people say, I like your shows, Errol. But it's not about, do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
I
it
get
now
it.
with ease. And before it was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Yeah, no, that's true, actually. I used to always get really nervous before a show.
Yeah.
And I think that was confidence as well, my ability. And that's, again, what Fame Team definitely helps. And having that support, like, within the fellowship, and probably what you guys don't really see if you've not been a part of it yet, if you're kind of thinking, what is a fellowship? Obviously you get all this kind of education and it's amazing and these opportunities, but what you don't see is the support network that you have underlining. So you know, I can ring you. I've just started my own salon. It's obviously really new.
Congratulations.
So thank you very much. But
how long have you been open?
I opened January 12th, so literally like
3 months,
a couple of months. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
So it's very, very
well
new.
done.
But even on the process of that, the scariest thing in the world is like your self-doubt, and to be able to, you know, ring you up and ring Bruno up and Karine and, you know, Andreas, having these mentors and this support network where I know that you guys like have my back and you're there and you've done it. Like that for me is just amazing, and the fellowship introduced me to that circle as well. So it's definitely, even in the progression of my career, that network is still sort of like an underlining factor.
So can I ask you 2 really important questions?
Yes.
Just about this section. What made you do it after all this time, and how does it feel? Knowing the responsibilities, sleepless nights, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So
it's so interesting because if anybody had asked me over the entire length of my career, do I want a salon, it would have been the answer would have been absolute definite no. I think what changed was a lot of things, but the time now. Creatives have a real time to shine in a very real way because of social media, and I love the fact that actually as individuals our stylists now can be seen. So with everything changing, it felt like the perfect time to create a hub for those creatives in a way that I think works with what people want to see now. So it just changed, the whole feeling changed, the whole concept changed. I was excited by a new way of doing things. So that's why I decided to do it. I think the timing was right.
Could I chuck another question in? Because it's quite interesting, because I did say it when we were having a phone conversation. I said, why didn't you name it Leanne Regan? And you said?
I don't know what I actually said to you on the phone.
No, you said your brand straight away.
The brand was, I wanted people to feel like they're a part of something, not that it's all about me. I wanted them to feel like they are themselves within a brand, and the brand is behind the individual. And I think that was the driving factor of me doing it, and it still is. And going back to what you said about how I feel, I actually feel like when people ask me, like, are you stressed, are you tired? I feel like I should say yes, but I genuinely am the most content I've ever felt. I'm really buzzing. This time is so exciting for me because everything's changing, everything's open. I read something the other day and it sums up what 2018 is going to be for me, and it is ideas are the currency of 2018. And I absolutely believe that. It's about collaboration, brainstorming, ideas, creating a new way. Everything is out on the table. Nobody really knows. So what that means is there's plenty of room for innovation, and like I just can't wait to sort of speak to people. That's why I'm here today, to speak to you guys and maybe come up with something else that I can now put into my own salon.
Well, put it this way, I was kind of working yesterday, but I still had time to stalk you. I walked past
Everyone has time for a little Insta stalk.
I walked past GHD
Yeah.
and I saw you. I don't know if they were your friends, but it just looked really natural. I saw you messing about with a ring flash.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Tell me about that.
No, so basically what that was is we've obviously got a ring light, and so GHD do sort of like an exposure tour, and what that is as well, it's very sort of like similar to what we've just been talking about. It's about nurturing young talent and getting people to sort of like use the tools in their way, and then what I wanted to do was encourage them to then take pictures of their work. So we've got a ring light, and I was teaching them like different tips and tricks of how to sort of like get the best angle, because that's what we work on in salon and that's what people want to see right now. So so that's basically what I was doing. I was just kind of teaching people how to look at their work from like a different point of view, from a photographic point of view, and like just educating them in that way. And actually, even that for me is something that I find really exciting. Like I've learned so much about lighting, and it helps with my work.
It's an understatement to say you're natural. It was like, you know, when people look awkward, you know what it's like to teach. You can teach somebody and sometimes they don't understand, or they're looking at you like, but it was so natural, you know. You weren't in their face. I just saw you put the hair up, and it's great.
So thank you.
For those of you who don't know your role within GHD, what do you have a title as such?
I would say a guest artist and an educator. So I teach seminars for GHD.
Legislator or educator?
Educator.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not a legislator. An educator and a guest artist. So I teach seminars for GHD. I've actually it's quite amazing. I'm really excited because I've just finished one of their global campaigns. So that the work that I've done is all over sort of the arena today, and it's global as well. I can't remember.
Was it Rankin or Jackie?
No, it was somebody else. I've not worked with them before.
Okay.
So it was completely new to me, and I've never done a global consumer campaign before either with GHD. It's always been educational, so again, a completely different challenge for me, and that relationship's just growing. So I educate for them and also do the campaigns. Yes, in London, shot in London. Yeah, it was great. So if you see a pig shot with the pigtails, that's one of mine. So and again, just to sort of like bring it back to sort of inspiring young people, if there's anybody sort of like thinking, how do I even get there? That started with an audition to be in the GHD art team, which was supposed to be for a year, and that relationship grew, and then I was on the Fame team. And
you're still there after a year?
I'm still there. 11 years later, I'm still there. I basically found out where the boss lived, and then after I went to Stalker, she didn't keep me on, and it was like, not really, I didn't.
So I know you know David. Do you still work with David? I still work with Dav. He actually works within the brand now as well. So he's like global educator manager. So he I obviously still work alongside him. Obviously I was in the Fame team with him as well, which is fantastic because I actually remember being in the Fame team. What a coincidence that year was.
I know. And him saying, I feel like I want to be in a role where I'm educating for a brand, or like a manager for a brand. And now he is actually doing that. And again, like it's just that year was very life-changing for all four of us. And obviously with every Fame team in the past, I think it just opens your eyes to what's out there.
It does. And there's another person whose ears must have been burning and ringing last night because we were in because I've just missed you. We were in the Radisson. And everybody was talking about Sophie Laidlaw. So what's her role? Does she still?
So Sophie's still a guest artist. Like me. I mean, she's done absolutely amazing. Again, we were in the GHD art team together the first year. We've done like fashion week together, campaigns together, seminars. She's now opened a salon. I call her Wonder Woman. She laughs at me for saying this, but I think she's a huge inspiration. As a woman in the industry, but also just a woman in general. She's got a son. She bought a salon a few years ago. She's just moved into a bigger premises 4 years after, bought a new house, looks after her son, does all these shows. She just got through to Scottish Hairdresser of the Year this year. You know, she is one of the most inspiring people to be around. And
can I ask you your spin, because we all like fashion shows. My background is catwalk and shows. So, and there's been a big controversial thing. I'm not going to say his name because he's going to hit me.
Okay.
But what's your spin on offering your services for free or fashion shows? And just tell me a little bit, because not having GHD behind you, I'm just saying, what's your spin on giving yourself for free in the respect of shows and getting to deal with long hair and?
Do you know what I think? I think I really have mixed views about this. One side of me knows that it's that the fashion industry actually is a fantastic, inspiring industry to be a part of, and I really enjoy being at Fashion Week, almost like a hobby. So there's not one part of me that feels like it is needed to be paid for. And if I was maybe only ever thinking about session, I don't think I would even bat an eyelid at working for free. However, I'm a person that does both things, so I also look at it from an industry perspective and think that actually devalues the industry massively, that we don't get paid for the work that we do, because the work that we do is a skill. It does have value to it, and you know, at the end of the day, we are creating, and to be a creative is valuable. So I don't know an answer to that, and I think that
There's no pressure.
Not sure. I think I don't know how it would change, and I think
But
that's the
did
point.
you gain a lot of experience from it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And it inspires things that I do in the salon, which does make money. So, you know, it's one of those things. I think if it works for the individual, then
absolutely.
fine.
But the one spin-off, which I think is quite good, because I see up-and-coming session workers and people who are generally gifted with long hair or any backstage hair, but if the consumer people pick up on it and you're in a roundup or you're seen at a show, consumers love shows.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's completely true. Like, that's what consumers buy into. So I think it's about being clever with why you're doing it, and like use it to your benefit. The moment it's not beneficial to you anymore, don't work for free. And I think that's probably just
absolutely
the best thing. So as long as it's beneficial to you and you are happy doing it, then do it.
And another thing in your industry, in our industry, the other thing is red carpet, because red carpet has that hat of do I or don't I, what am I going to get out of it? What do you think of red carpet? Because red carpet's everywhere.
So again, I think it depends on what you want to do. For me, red carpet would absolutely work for me, because it is a direct link to what consumers are looking for at the moment. And this sounds really bad, but millennials do like me do like to sort of be involved in that culture. So to have a hairstylist that has done something for the red carpet, they love talking about it. And even if, like, from a business aspect, then, because I always like to think of things from a creative point of view and then a business aspect. From a business aspect, if that starts a 30-second conversation from client to another client, then you've gained another client. So
But what I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and then I think we're going to have a wrap. Have I got my glasses on? Oh yes, I have. Now, again, and it's like, you know, this is a really good one, and this is going to make you think. Somebody in the industry, if you could be anybody in the industry, who would you be?
You.
Come here.
Obviously.
That's the best answer.
Definitely you, obviously. The one asking all the questions.
One more question. What's this? Okay. Who influences you in modern hairdressing?
In modern hairdressing?
Your spin of modern hairdressing.
I am very inspired by the people at the moment, because I think it fits in line with what I'm doing at the moment. So at the moment, I am very inspired by the people who I feel have a really good balance of everything. So work life, creative life, business. So I would say, you know, people like yourself, Bruno Mark as well. I always find
he's amazing.
Incredibly inspiring, because again, just that balance. And also, the thing that I find really amazing and that I aspire to be like is all of that's going on. You've got the business, you've got the creative, but then also the time to help others improve. That for me is like the most inspiring thing. So, you know, there's lots and lots of hairstylists. Everybody, I feel like, is kind of doing it at the moment, especially within the fellowship, because that's what they're doing, is kind of giving their time, is an inspiration to me for that reason. So so I would say that that's the most important thing.
Leanne, it has been truly an inspiration talking to you. I think you're amazing. I love your energy.
Thank you.
You've always got a smile on your face, and you're always sharing and caring.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. I absolutely, and I'm not going to say wish luck, because there's nothing about luck. Your brand, and I'm part of that global thing. I'm part of your tribe, because I'm liking.
You're following at Renew Hair Studio.
Anyway.